meetups. We're talking about how to build a super team, right? And he has them monthly, so when is your next meetup?
Next meetup, actually, by the way, every meetup is going to be the second Saturday of the month. So the next meetup is the 8th of May. So we're going to be talking about how to analyze your property, how do you do underwriting. So we're going to deep dive on that. So make sure you come next month. By the way, who invests in US? Who invests in US in terms of real estate? By show of hands. Who invest in real estate? By show of hands. We're in this right room, I just make sure. The reason I set up this meetup is I want to share information about how to invest in multifamily. Every second week of Saturday of the month, and we'll be here. And so sometimes we will be changing rooms. So today we're going to talk about number 3, building your team. So who came here because you want to learn about building your money team or finding your money investors, like by show of hands? I think it's a really, really important as real estate investor, especially when we started and we were doing it at the beginning, we find it really hard to raise capital. Capital is always the thing that's really challenging. We're going to be talking about a couple of the nuggets that we really want to share about with you guys. Let's dive in. So today is about building your team. But you know, we need a team. No matter what we're doing in real estate, we need a team. You need your money partner. You need your deal partners. You need your deal teams. So basically, we're not in a spot. We're in a spot. I visualize when we're doing real estate. I think that real estate is a spot game. No one is going to have everything in terms of the puzzle. I may have the deal. I may have the knowledge. I may be doing in real estate and multifamily in US, but I certainly don't have everything. And I think I'm going to give you guys a little bit of chance later on to talk about who you are, why you're here, and as a part of that, I want to give you guys opportunity to, just hear me out 2 hours. I want you guys to talk about quickly why you're here, right? Because I think it's good that we're here to learn about multifamily. It's good that for us to learn about investing in the United States. But I also want you guys to think about, this is 2 hours is really precious time of you guys staying away from the family and driving across town, whatever, to come here. Why you come here? Maybe you're to attract investors, maybe you attract deals, maybe you certain other things. But I want you guys to talk about why you're here. I'm going to give you guys, if you're comfortable, and to basically I want to hear out what's your name, why you're here, and maybe think about one thing that's special you want other people to recognize you as later on when you guys, I'll give you guys a little bit of time mingle and networking.
My name is Nico Hare. I've been here by education and experience during the day. Right now I'm a real estate investor.
I have some current investments, a single family and a fourplex. Just kind of gave me more of a passion to continue along that path and grow. Multifamily is a very appealing idea to me, and a lot of potential for creating financial freedom. So that's why I'm here.
We're here to learn more about the U.S. market, just because your money can go way farther in the States, I'd say, compared to here in Calgary. Plus our market is, it's kind of a downturn right now. But yeah, as I said, just to get to know the U.S. market and connect with people and like-minded people.
And I just came here to start talking and learning about real estate, and just start on my way to like start real estate and find a way to financial freedom at an early age.
So I was at Howard's last seminar and it was mind-blowing, like one of the best seminars I've been
Yes!
to. I did go to a lot of meetup seminars and this by far is the best. I own 3 investment properties in Calgary. I did that myself, and now I'm trying to learn from Howard how to use partnering and leverage with other people to actually grow my portfolio quicker. And at the same time also learn how to deal with property management and stuff, because I do a lot of that myself right now, and I kind of want to get away from that. So I'm excited to be part of your seminar today.
I'm a licensed mortgage broker, but I focus a lot on private lending, private money, private mortgages, and that sort of thing. And when I met Howard like a few months ago, I was like, oh, cool, man, this is the guy. This is the guy. So that's why I'm here. I believe that real estate is the business to be in. This is not a get rich fast scheme. This is steady growth. So stick with it, don't give up, and we'll all succeed. And the thing is, as a team, we can help each other help each other succeed. That's the most important thing.
I just started a contracting business with my dad, and my eventual goal is to become a developer and an investor. So I'm basically here to just acquire knowledge from the people that have already done it.
I've always been interested in commercial, but haven't kind of been able to make the jump. So this meetup really appealed to me. I went to the last meetup, and I think just like I see a lot of familiar faces, there was so much value that I went home and signed up for all the rest of them. So
Thank you.
and yeah, I'll be here every month for the next 9 more months or whatever it is. Yeah. So.
The goal. Myself, and I believe in real estate a lot, but my goal, myself, going through this group is I have 2 tracks in mind. I want to do high net worth, I want to meet with high net worth people, at the same time, I understand my niche is multifamily. So I'm going to use my ability and understand multifamily as a value to basically tell you guys how to do it. And you guys want to do something about multifamily, or even just to keep coming, let's go, just want to keep coming, learn about it, I'm here. And so quickly of a record, so we own properties in China and in the United States and Canada and different countries. And we started out in 2006, and we started in Calgary, and then we moved on to Winnipeg to buy duplexes. And then we go over to China, and then we kind of look back eventually, because you know what? I just figured out, you know, it's much easier to buy multifamily than single family. But long story short, it's basically stopped buying single family for the last 3 years and focusing on learning how to build multifamily, build a team, build a network on the market that I really like, which is Ohio. And I'm going to be able to share it on. Really, to network people. Who is property manager here? Raise your hand. Right. Anyone looking for property manager, pay note this, because I intention to do that. Who is investors? What kind of investor you are? Investor is really big.
Single family. I'm trying to learn about multifamily because I do own my own single families, and that's my niche though. I know how to do everything from property management to setting up a deal.
Yeah. Raise my hand once again for investors, just so that everyone can take a turn and look at that. Who is a capital provider? Who is just want to passively invest as well? How about managing partners? Who wants to syndicate deal like me? Broker, realtors? And how about the rest? Who are you? I want you guys to think about what's your intention coming here. My intention is to build a group. My intention here is to give. What is your intention? Think about that. When you network with other people later on of the sessions, think about that. Another tips is ask questions. Instead of saying that, oh, by the way, I'm Howard, I'm looking for money, I'm looking for deals, ask questions. Ask questions to other ones. If even is my, you know, we're talking about here, I'm trying to get to know more Ethan and say, so tell me about yourself, you know, tell me about yourself. I find that it's really easy to get people to open up and loosen up to basically build a trust. And building a team is also about building a trust. When you ask questions, the door opens. Who here believe in building a team instead of doing everything yourself? Thank you. I used to be that guy saying that I can do everything, or even if I cannot be everything, I'm too busy of delegating. I don't have the money to delegate, as another one, right? Mortgage broker is really expensive. I'm not going to use it. Lawyers is really expensive. I'm trying to download some templates online and figure it out. That's not good. So you really need a team. You really need other people's expertise. And in doing that, you need to give something in return. And if you know and you understand the essence of building a team is by exchanging value. Sometimes money, sometimes effort, sometimes knowledge, sometimes it's just relationships. Howard, right? You want to talk about who's your team in your real estate game?
Sure. So I do specialize in flipping houses, and the team is really, I'm not the one who like do the renovation and stuff. So it really comes down to, so like what Jason said, is the trust.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a lot of trial and error to really get someone you can trust. It's a very, that's where the expensive part is. It takes a lot of time, and yeah, you just gotta go and meet people. It's a learning process.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
You haven't figured out coding yet. So that's the only way. You have to partner with other people. Keep figuring out what the other wants. And that's why I say, who are you? Like, what do you think when I say property managers, investors, who are you? And figure out what's your niche, figure out what is your strength, and then it's almost like this, right? Figure out what others want and what others can give, figure out yourself, understand yourself, and try to match it. Try to give the values. And with that, you build trust. Today, we're going to talk about money team, deal team, and property team. That some people are going to give you money, some people are going to give you the deal, some people is going to manage your properties for you. But definitely, you're not going to be all this. If you're going to be all this, you're going to be very, very busy. So first of all, it's really easy. Deal team is coming to giving you the deals. Because you know what? If you are investors and you're always finding deals, we're always finding deals in our business. I look at it as three things. All right. And three things: finding the team, finding the deals, finding the money, and managing the deals. And the overarching, which is not part of these three things, is marketing yourself. You need to market for your deals, market for your money, and then managing. Continuous managing is the third part. Deal team at least have this too, and there's a lot of other people in deal teams. But attorney and real estate broker agent. Why do you need attorney? You need protections, and because you know what? No one's right. Hopefully, no one's right the real estate contract, right? No one's going to do. You may do your LOI, but hopefully you're not going to do your real estate contract. You need them for a number of reasons. You need them to do your legal due diligence. You need them to do your PNS, purchase and sales contract. You need them to do a lot of different checks. But ultimately, I'm giving a handout here is talking about all this in a nutshell. What's the difference between attorney and a coach? Anyone can answer that? Like, if I'm a coach, what's the difference?
The lawyer is hopefully a legal professional who understands your risk and due diligence and how to protect you from unnecessary exposure.
And lawyers or attorneys, they help you, but they don't usually analyze numbers, right? They don't look at numbers. They're looking at the contract to cover you. If I'm buying property from here in Calgary, holding investing in Canada, investing in the US, they may help me to do the LP structure, two LP structures, and do LLC or GP or whatnot. But they suddenly have the expertise to understanding how to understand the deal. Is it a good deal or bad deal, right? So, but the thing is, you need that. That's a part of your team. You're not going to be able to do it yourself. In return, I heard people telling me that, oh, it's so expensive. That lawyer is going to charge me $7,000 or like $15,000. You're going to try and do it yourself? No. It's crazy. What should lawyers do? Lawyers should be doing your due diligence, going over your PNS, and help you to negotiate legal-wise, closing documents and all that. You need to build commonalities, you need to build relationships, build trust, and basically eventually become their friends. Because to be honest, if you talk about you want to do a commercial sell, a commercial buyer, do you screen your buyers?
Do I screen them? Oh yeah.
All the time, right? How do you screen them?
Yeah.
How do you screen them?
It's lots of questions, you know, and it's also just being comfortable doing it for so many years that you can pick up on, you know, some of the telltales, right? Whether they're ready to buy.
The lingo too, right?
Yeah.
And then they talk about what they have done. It's probably reveal 80% of what you're going to show that needs to or not.
There's lots of different things, but
it's
a feeling you get, right?
But I would add to that, and specifically what your format is here, is my experience has always been the guys with really good questions are getting the deal done. They know what they're talking about. They're straight to the point. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of risk. They're there to commit. So if you're educating yourself on what you need to know about the deal and you're actually prepared to do it, you're not going to waste somebody's time.
Who's in your money team? I just broke it down into this. Lenders, mortgage brokers, or private money investors. You want to leverage, right? At a minimum, you want to leverage. Real estate is a leverage game. You need people with money, and you need people with private money, investors, whether that is accredited or not, whether they are retired or not, whether they have RSP money sitting in the bank account or not, or they just think that they just hate what the stock market has been doing them or not. Everyone has money. This is the truth. Everyone has money, but whether you're going to be able to attract them from your marketing campaign, from selling yourself. Selling is a trade. To be investing with you, that is the question. Just like when you're trying to ask your wife to get married, you're trying to sell yourself. It's no different from that. Except this time, you're just trying to build a relationship. It's almost a marriage, by the way. When you're asking people for money, you are almost asking for marriage. If you haven't figured out yet, understand that. Because people are really emotional about their money. We all are. We'll talk about lenders and mortgage brokers. If you go to the bank, if you keep shopping, it's going to hit your credit, right? You know that. Not everyone has 800 credit score, right? So, but what I'm giving you here is a checklist when I want to give it to you because this is a checklist when I approach my mortgage broker in the US. I'm a Canadian, so it's harder to get a loan in the US. But this is what they're looking at. So they're looking at your personal financial statement. You know, basically, it's trying to understand, are you understanding your own finance? Do you understand your own finance? You have your own personal financial statement. Schedule of real estate you own. And then those are the personal things. But on the property side, how about the last 3 years financials? How about the rent rolls, right? Pertained to commercials. And then, do you understand the property enough? Have you created a property package already? So all those things is what the mortgage broker is helping you. Imagine that if you are doing this with every bank, you're going to be really busy. I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm not saying that it's not the best deal. You probably can find the best deal, but also really, if you started out, if you don't know the market, and most of it doesn't, and there's most of it, you usually would not be able to keep track of what is the market is doing, what's the bond market is doing in terms of raising money. So you really need to rely on the mortgage brokers. So what is the purpose of using mortgage brokers? And who are you using mortgage broker for your deals? Who are you using it? You are?
I use a mortgage broker for my deals.
Yep. And do you find that expensive?
Me?
No. No. Why? Because they probably find you the best deal, better than what you're shopping other than yourself. And who will you use banks directly?
I do both.
Do both. Your best bet is to go find mortgage brokers because most of the time they have a better understanding of what is the lending around us. Who here is a new investors, right? New investor being like, okay. So it's going to be really hard for new guys to understand what's the lending requirements. So what I'm saying is delegate, delegate, and delegate. You're not going to know all the things, but if you have mortgage broker on your team, so you can use the years of experience and understand the market to remember they are professional for years, full time in the business for many years. Imagine that if you get the wrong deal and you're trying to undo it, it's going to be costly. So again, not every deal is the same. Every deal is a little bit different. So you're going to rely on them to help you to understanding the deals. How do you analyze deals if you don't even know what is all this NOI, what is all this expense? Who do you rely on? And you haven't have a mentor. You're just a new guy, and you're trying to understand someone, a broker Jason gives you a deal. How do you go and analyze it? How do you know that he's giving the real stuff? You have to understand, we all operate different level. Some operate here, some operate right here, and maybe I operated right here. We all at different level. And understanding your value to be able to give. If you're starting out new, to be honest, the chance for you to meet the high net worth guy is really slim. So you have to use whatever you have advantages. If you're able to find a mortgage broker to be able to give you the information that a typical mortgage broker can give you. You're not going to dig up yourself. You're not going to go to school and learn how to do your real estate mortgage license, and just so that you're going to be able to do it yourself. All I'm saying is you need to delegate and make use of other people's time by exchanging what? Several $1,000, giving them a point. You're saving yourself years. Or at least no one's want to deal with someone that haven't done the homework. So I'm giving you that because you know what, so you know when you're dealing with mortgage brokers, are you looking for my personal financial statements? Are you looking for my credit? Are you looking for what is the thing? How many bills there at home? Here you go, right? Just copy and paste. Think about that. Anyone want to work with professional, to be honest, even if a pretended one, right? So I'm giving you that, but on the top part, so I'm also giving you on a few things is the 3-year profit and loss statements. Everyone understand that? It's basically just income, right? Income and expense, income and loss of the last 3 years. Not every probably have that. I got it, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to answer, right? How about rent rolls? You can answer for rent rolls for the last 12 months. You want to see how good the property has been doing. So all this, your brokers will be asking you anyway. So the next topic is money partner, capital provider. So again, raise your hand if you're not too shy. Who is here want to passively invest? Why? I can ask you why. Why you want to offer money to people that invest with you?
Everybody else works, right? You just get a piece of the pie, right? Without risking too much.
You're trying to leverage your time. You try not to do everything yourself, right? Because we all know what is the most precious things in our lifetime? We don't get any more. We don't get any more. Who have used other people's money to invest? Good. Who has used your families and friends, people's money to invest? Who have used strangers' money to invest? A stranger as in you didn't know them, I'm not talking about any bad thing. Here I'm not talking about, oh, this is stranger danger. I'm talking about you honestly want to make a good relationships with a good investment, good intentions that you want to give a decent, honest return. I'm talking about that. Yeah. Who has done that? Yeah. Then learn how to raise money. How to engage investors. Engaging private money investors. So the reason I asked Harold, why do you want to use your money to invest? Because I know, especially for newer people who are trying to invest in multifamily, invest in any kind of thing, first thing the answer is, they're not going to invest in me. I don't have a track record, they're not going to invest in me. And I don't know anything, I'm just starting out. So this thing is for you. Because, so private money team members are going to give you the last 20-30% of money if you are starting out, if you don't have capital. But you're going to learn. This is the two options. You're going to learn how to raise money, or you're going to wait until you get the 20-30%. You can learn how to do it, right? Right? And the thing is, if you want to build 1,000 units, or 2,000 units, or even more, how much can you save? Many different sources we'll talk about business partners. And I know when you talk about raising money, and I should have a disclaimer. I'm going to do a disclaimer here because we're on video. I'm not trying to teach you how to raise money. I'm trying to teach you how to position yourself so that you can be a credible person when you present yourself offering opportunity. You have a better chance to win the game of raising money. It's an ongoing process. Don't think that, you're just going to, you know what, hey Cody, hi, I'm Howard.
Nice to meet you, Howard.
Hi, nice to meet you. I would love to invest with you. Do you want to invest with me?
I would love that very much.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I hope that every conversation is like that. It's never like that. It's an ongoing process, guys. If you think that you're gonna go into Walmart and just getting a chocolate or things like that, it's not gonna be like that. Forget about it if you think that it's like that. Because you're not gonna put on hard work. You're gonna put on your hard work, build yourself, build your credibility, and show it to people you're serious in the game long term. Present yourself such that you're not going to run away. Questions? Is 10% return good or bad?
Depends.
Depends who is investing. at the beginning, at the beginning of my career, I have like this 12% investment deal is like, and then my partners invest initially, instantaneous time. This is not good enough. To who? To the people in China, they need 20-30%. To the people in investing in mutual funds, they only need 3%. So it depends. Are you knowing that how to address your message to the right people? Now you're thinking, maybe some part of your mind thinking is, but you know what, they can go to invest in this 20%, 30% deals that somewhere. You're not that person. Stop thinking about that. Stop thinking about what you can offer. If you're in front of that investor, you can give them 10%, 12%. If that investor, before meeting the next guy, imaginary guy, giving them 15%, you are the best available option in front of them. So I'm talking about confidence here. So again, it's an ongoing process. So once they start investing with you, you must give them customer service. Who here know what I'm talking about customer service? Customer relations, thank you. Investor relations. Communicate open at all times. It's like building relationships. Think about that. If you are investing with me and you give me $50,000, you expect me to answer the call all the time?
I'd say that I'd like talk to you if I didn't talk to you.
You would love to, right?
Yeah.
Before you know me today, you still know me. What will you do to check me?
To check you?
Mm-hmm. Like what? Like if you are like this is like 18% return. Let's just say that it's a good investment. What will you do to vet me?
Probably first thing I do is put your name into Google and see what's going on. Probably ask my lawyer to do a bit of a background check to see if you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
That's probably where it starts. Maybe ask for some referrals of people you work with before.
Referral references. You talk to them, right? You're gonna get the feel, right? Right. Feeling is really important here. You want to feel them out. But if you're not willing to do the work to attract the money, to have mindset of servicing the customers, in this case, your investors, I'm not going to be able to raise money really successfully. I'm going to hit all the walls, right? I talk about three things: raising money, finding the deals, and then managing the properties. The first few things, and I say it many, many times because I really, really believe that is about marketing. You need to market yourself to the deals coming in. You need to market yourself to the investor, more importantly, that you're credible investors. What is the most important thing you figure out when you're investing with investors? Anyone?
Transparency.
That's a good one? Yeah. How about more solid things? Like what is the one thing you don't want to?
Criminal record check?
That's a good one. Yes.
I'd be thinking the most important thing is don't lose that investor's money.
Oh, I love you.
That's what I do.
Don't lose the money. How many names do you have?
Names?
Yeah. You only have one name. I only have one name. Howard Lau is going to stay with me forever.
That was a trick question.
Sorry. I only have one name. Your credibility of able to we're not even talking about return. I'm talking about don't lose people money. I have this mindset and people laugh at me at the beginning, but I really mean it. If you somehow lose the money, go to Walmart, go to McDonald's, and make up for it and give it back to the investor. You have that mindset. You're trying to control other people's money. I'm not trying to say that you're going to be, but if you lose, investment have risk. Everything have risk. But if you somehow lose the money, you have to have mindset at least to go all the way to compensate back that what that investor pays the trust on you. This is very, very, very important. We're not in a, you talk about not the get rich thing, gonna get rich quick game. I agree. Because you have to have a mindset. Imagine that guy's trying to give you the money, that hard-earned money. Not everyone's born rich. We all make our money, accumulate our money slowly, steadily. So if that investor gives you the money, invest. And if you lose it, unfortunately, right, you better figure out how to pay it back. Second, anyone want to guess? Second things.
ROI.
Exactly. Very good. Who said that? Look, hit your return, and you're a hero, and you did what you say you're gonna do. My mentors one time say that is, you did what you say. You do what you say you're gonna do. Believe it or not, it's really hard to do it sometimes. But if you can do it every time, you know, it's not only about investment. We all have promises, you know. Initially, at the beginning, I talked about selling yourself. When we're trying to sell ourselves, we usually tends to be trying to sell yourself, right? We're trying to give the best life. But at least on this front, on this return thing, if you say that you give them 10%, 12%, 15%, you better hit that. Because you know what? If you didn't hit that, the investor is not going to stay with you for long. And you're going to be, we talk about businesses, so a little bit outside this. What's the best business you can be in? Recurring business. If you keep doing marketing on your investor to attract your investors, you're going to spend a lot of marketing money, a lot of effort. Most important, your time to build your new investors because you didn't hit your return. So if you didn't hit your return, that's the second thing. So you need to hit your return. Make sure you're going to do what you say you're going to do and deliver a promise. If you say that you're going to give them 100,000 return as a return, that's based on your calculation, whatever that is. It's easy. Just look at numbers. But if you somehow can give them even 5% more, we think that investor will be really happy.
Yeah, very happy.
How about coming back to invest, keep investing with you?
Yeah.
For really long term. Now you're not always going out and meeting new clients. Now you're not always going out and meeting new people trying to invest with you. So I say the first thing, three things. Don't lose their money, hit the target, and give them some more. The skill set of how to build your team is a skill set. It's not only that if you have the property and the money, then you just do it. You have to be able to delegate, and delegation is a skill set only by come with experience, come with dealing with a lot of people with risk. Then you build your team. You build your money team, you build your property management team, you build your deal money and property management, property team. Kawasaki talked about it really right. If you want to build your network, you have to build your network, right? Because everyone's know everything, to be honest. If you need to learn about multifamily, you don't need to come here and learn about me, to be honest. Information is BS. Is everyone have information? You can go online and Google and learn about yourself. The reason why I build the network groups is because I believe in everyone have a piece of puzzle, but you know what? Everyone can go online and buy this or whatever, and you can spend $500, you can learn about the universe. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build a team. We're trying to build a team with using people's expertise to be able to cast your net wide. Right? If you're an investor like Tony, if you're an investor like others, you want to learn about, this guy, I want to vet him. I want to see how true is it. But instead of doing it all by yourself, and that's an asset, by the way. That's an asset why I'm here today. Talk about 50 times building your team. If you haven't figured that out yet, we haven't in the robotic age yet. Everything that you do has to through and by with people. And people only know and do business with you when you have relationship. Warm relationship. Whether you're going to be investing with money, find a deal, even if you're trying to get a property manager to manage your properties, it's not like I just give you the money, you're going to do it for me. You have to invest in relationships. It doesn't work anymore that spend the money and then buy. It doesn't work like that. You guys up? It's about time for you guys to chatting. For one, couple of my books.
I'll take one.
So I'm also an author.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. And that's how I build my business.
See you later.